For men of a certain generation, the backyard workshop is sacred territory, a prefabricated steel sanctuary from the rest of the world. Few curious wives can claim access to one of these shrines to nuts, bolts, grease, and gears, but Robert Little says all are welcome in his workshop.
This is the Little and Farquhar Science Museum. See the wonder world of science on display right here.
Robert Little's turned his Temple of Tinkering into the most magnificent museum this side of the Smithsonian.
This particular piece of salt came from the Grand Saline mine. And you know, I got the 92 elements over there in this periodic table here.
So there's the periodic table of the elements, and then you've got the elements.
Elements down here.
Right over here.
Maybe you're wondering how one man managed to collect all this stuff in a single lifetime. Well, truth is that half of the exhibits in this museum belong to a man named R.C. Farquhar. He and Robert had a friendship based on a love for teaching science. And when Mr. Farquhar died, Robert kept the collection alive.
He started his museum in 47, I believe it was. And he closed it down in 96, and from then on I've had it. These are some of the first black lights as ever made here and in this cabinet here.
Now, we were impressed with the complete collection of elements and the giant chunk of salt, but we still hadn't seen anything you'd call amazing, mystifying, or spectacular. That's when Robert turned off the lights.
Black light room, there's a lot of stuff this day and time shows up under a black light.
Those rocks just do that under black light
Under a
naturally?
black light. Now see, these are long wave lights, and this short wave in here so it doesn't show up as well there it does under a long wave. Number 9 on the periodic table of the elements is fluorine, and this is fluorine you see turning here now. Number 9.
This is fluorine.
Right. Number 9 on the periodic table of the elements.
Brilliant colors fly through the air as glowing orbs circle each other in fluid motion. Each set of these magical molecules represents the microscopic makeup of a different element. Well, most of them do.
And that's just a wheel there.
That's just a wheel.
Just a wheel.
Just plain old.
That's plain old wheel.
I think I'm being hypnotized.
Okay, we have to admit that the black light room was amazing and maybe a little mystifying, but we still hadn't seen anything you'd call spectacular. But as it turns out, Robert's got quite a few tricks up his sleeve.
Now all of these have neon in them that's lighting up, the neon gas.
Like most folks who love what they do, Robert Little could never really retire from teaching science.
This is flexible sandstone right here. You can move it. Did you ever see a rock that you could bend?
So thanks to a little help from an old friend, he's built his own amazing, mystifying, and yes, spectacular classroom right here in his own backyard.
This is gonna be an atom here. But this right here is ready to go. I just need to paint it. And this will be a display. You can put fluorescent rocks on it or whatever. Just hang a black light above it, put fluorescent rocks on it.
Here, Robert spends every waking minute doing what he does best, exploring the point where science stops and downright magic begins.
Well, everybody's supposed to be somewhere. This is where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm where I'm supposed to be, right here. Now, wife likes sewing and material. She gets in there and that, and I get out here and this. She calls this junk. Of course, a lot of it is, I guess.